everybody, so today I'm going to show you guys how I created this look right here. I'm going to put everything I used down in the description below, so yeah, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is take my liquid latex, and with a makeup sponge I'm going to draw a line going down my face with the latex. Alright, so then I'm just going to wait for it to dry. Okay, now that the latex is dry, I'm going to take my Ben 9 nose and scar wax, and I'm going to form it into a strip like this. And then just start sticking it on my face going down. Then I'm going to take my Vasaline to flatten down the wax a little bit more. Alright, so now I'm just going to start blending it into my skin. Alright, so now that I have that blended in, I'm going to take my spatula with some Vaseline on it, and I'm going to cut down in the middle to create the cut. Now I'm just going to open up the cut more with my spatula. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna coat this in liquid latex, and while that dries, I'm gonna draw the outline of how I want it going down my chest. Okay, so I'm pretty much done with my outline. I just have to do the bottom portion, but first I'm gonna take these oval cotton pads, and I'm gonna just take the back portion, like this, and I'm gonna dip this in latex and cover up my chest with them. Alright guys, I'm back. So I did like 5 or 6 on each side, and then I let that dry, and then I finished my outline to the bottom. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my liquid latex again, and I'm going to put latex over my outline, let that dry, and then I'm going to put some scar wax over it. I'm not going to be putting latex on my neck yet, because since I'm going to be moving around, my neck is going to stick, so I'm going to do that last. Okay, so now that my latex is dry, I'm going to take my scar wax and form it into a strip like this, like I did in the beginning, and then I'm going to stick it down my outline all the way around. I'm going to use a little bit of Vaseline to stick it down. Okay, so now that I have my wax all applied, I'm gonna take some more Vaseline and I'm gonna smooth out the outside of the scar wax, and then I'm gonna leave the inside as it is. Alright, so now that I have the outsides all smoothed out, I'm gonna take my spatula and dip it into some Vaseline and start opening up all the inside. Pretty much done with that. Now I'm just gonna coat all of it in latex so it could stay in place. Okay, so while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and coat the whole inside with latex. Okay, so while I'm waiting for that to completely dry, I'm gonna take my Ben 9 nose and scar wax again and take about this much and flatten it out. Okay, so I'm kind of forming it into a muscle shape for it to go right here. So I'm gonna flatten it out and stick it on there. Alright, so this is basically gonna be like the ab muscle showing, and I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. Okay, now I'm gonna take a little bit more scar wax to create another ab muscle right here on the bottom, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side, and I'll be back when I'm done. Alright, so now that I'm done with this part, I'm gonna go ahead and take my wax carver kit, and I'm gonna take this pointy tool right here. And I'm gonna start drawing out some lines just like that, so it could look like muscle. Alright, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna coat that in latex so it could stay in place. Alright, so while that's drying, I'm gonna go ahead and take my Skin Illustrator palette, and I'm gonna take this blood tone color here to color in the cut on my face. I'm also gonna use the aged blood tone here to create a deeper cut. Alright, I'm also going to take this middle bruise tone and put some of it in there as well. Alright, so I'm going to take the blood tone here. I'm going to lighten it up a little bit with the alcohol, and then I'm going to apply it to the muscles. Alright, so now that I'm done with this, I'm going to go ahead and take my Illustrator palette again, and I'm going to start using the blood tone and aged blood tone to color in the sides of the cut. Alright, so now that this is done, I'm gonna go ahead and cover this part in latex again. While it's still wet, I'm gonna put some cotton on top of it to make it look all crusty. Okay, so now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and take more liquid latex and cover that up again. Alright, so while this is drying, I'm gonna go ahead and do the neck. I'm basically just gonna do everything I did in the beginning. Okay, so I decided just to leave the chin right now, because since I'm going to be bending down to do this, it's going to start sticking, so I'm going to wait till... Alright, so I'm going to take my Skin Illustrator palette, and for the parts that have cotton, I'm going to use the blood tone, and then for the parts with no cotton, I'm going to use the aged blood tone, and kind of mix that in together. Alright, so I'm all done with that. So now that I'm done painting this, I'm gonna go ahead and finish my neck. Alright, so while that dries, I'm going to take my Cinema Secrets injury stack and I'm going to take this red shade right here and take my makeup sponge and dab it in there. And I'm just going to put it around the skin to make it look a little more irritated. For my neck, I'm using the exact same colors I used for my chest. I'm going in with the blood tone first. When I'm done with that, I'm going in with the aged blood tone to darken it up a bit and match the color tone on my chest. Okay, now I'm going to go in with my blood gel and put some blood inside the cut and around here. Okay, so now I'm just going to take my stipple sponge and stipple some of the blood gel all over here. Alright guys, well that pretty much concludes the look. If you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. And if you guys want to follow me on my social medias, this is my Instagram and this is my Twitter, so follow me if you'd like. And I'm going to be posting more videos like this whole month, so if you guys want to see more videos like this, please subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.